The arc was already like 40% filler or whatever, but I would have liked it. The four twins were the underwhelming part of the arc in reference to the Deepa arc. Here's the thing, is that you were the, and you say this as well, Opal, Kara actuation dragged with the four twins. The Kara actuation part of the arc did. In terms of the twins part of the story, I appreciated it. It dragged because you're there for the Kara actuation. I thought the four twin story was some of the strongest episodes in the entire Boruto franchise.
So for me,
The sinking mud episode.
so I actually did like the four twins a lot. The two things for me is they did better than Himawari's pancakes, but
Like
it kind of felt like Himawari's pancakes to where I didn't think we got enough.
I agree.
Of the Haze Ninja and their backstories with the Haze Village.
100%.
I think they could have done more to make it stronger. The parts that I think dragged are just that, well, two things. Some of the earlier stuff before the Haze Ninja, I don't know how many episodes it takes to get to them. I have to rewatch the arc to confirm that. The other part is, I think it spent too long with each Haze Ninja. Like, the monster goblin could have been dealt with faster. The talk with, as much as I like the talk with, not Asaka, Hiruga. They probably could have just moved through it a little bit quicker. They kind of just extended some of the Haze Ninja interactions longer than necessary. But I still liked the Haze Ninja.
Yeah, I think, again, some Opal and people like Opal who are saying that it dragged. I think this is exactly what I was talking about. The same thing that Retrospect Greg was complaining about without even realizing it, I think, is that, like, why are we watching these four twins? Let's get back to Deepa. Why are we pausing, telling a story about them? It's slogging the story. It's holding it down. Let's get to the actual part of the story when this is its own story. It's just within the same arc.
To me, I think the reason why you would say that is because they didn't go far enough.
I disagree. I think they're not giving them a chance in the first place. Because it's like, well, why are we even here? Let's get back to the story they were already telling with Deepa.
Maybe, but I think if they made you care enough, you wouldn't be complaining.
But I think it's an uphill battle because these are people that don't want to bother caring in the first place. They already have something else to care about, so you're throwing something else in their face and like, ugh.
Maybe for them, yeah. At least for me though, I'm looking at it like very similar to Team 10 in the Shinju invasion arc there, to where Ninja was done better. This is so sad to say, but the Haze Ninja were done better than Himawari and Team 10. Yeah. But if the arc had made me care about Himawari's relationship with Team 10, then I would be like all for it. But because the arc was so poorly executed in that regard, part of me is just like, just remove the fluff. Keep Jura's dialogue about being interested in Team 10, and that's all I want from them. And so it's kind of that retroactive thing to where I'm like, if you're not gonna do something with it, for example, Naruto's talking to Inari in the Land of Waves. Well, they do something with it. Inari comes full circle. He comes in clutch. I am looking back retroactively and saying, Naruto and Kakashi did need to talk to Inari. But if they never did anything with Inari, Naruto just calls him out for being a brat. He just stays a brat, but off screen staying a brat. I'm kind of like, why do you got that scene? You don't need it. Get rid of it. But because they do something with it, the Haze Ninja, and of course they do something with the Haze Ninja, I just think they could have done a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's my thing. And then, so realistically, if I was going to say episode screen time stuff, just shorten the goblin fight thing. You know what I'm talking about, the little Pokemon monster. Shorten that. Maybe Yeah, probably just make that half an episode and replace that half an episode with Hayes Ninja emotional resonant scenes in the Hayes Village and all their history. Not just the one still frame of them eating chowder. Give me half an episode, just like you did with Kawaki's flashback. Like, give me a flashback, an actual one. That's what I would say there.
Yeah.
And then with the beginning of the arc, I can go back and look at the titles to get a sense of what they did. I remember them like running in like a sewer.
And everything you're saying is fair.
Mugino is like, Boruto, you got to go through the sewer.
And that's constructive criticism, and that's all good. So what I'm saying doesn't even apply to you. It only applies to the people that aren't giving it a chance. You gave it a chance because you actually know what's freaking happening. Like, these other people are just like, ugh, and they're just not even bothering. But you are doing it reasonably, so this doesn't even apply to you, so you're good. So
just looking at episode numbers, though, 157 to 175. So it's an 18 episode arc. Deepa starts to come in maybe 163, I think. It's when he meets like Team Omoe. But he really starts in 166. So Deepa's like, comes in a little bit late there. I guess he starts to come in if he comes in at 163, like I think, maybe 164. That's still, the first third of the arc, I guess. 6 episodes in.
I think he jumps down at the end of episode 1 with Victor. They don't like reveal his face or anything.
He does jump down. He jumps down, but what I meant was like really start to come into play.
I know. Because
you see him in like maybe 162 is when he like is at the rest. They just like one episode he's at the restaurant. Then there's the one episode after they escape the castle where he goes there like an episode or 2 later. But like he really steps in when he meets Team Omoe. But yeah, there's like 5 episodes maybe where he's just like not there, not counting the opening scene of him eating the fruit. Which honestly, one of the coolest things, he's eating a fruit before he jumps down to the village.
Well, I will say he is actively in the Land of Silence with the Hayes Ninja. Like he's after the same thing that they are. I'm pretty sure.
He is.
So that's
he's out. Yeah, he's out there like wandering around. You just don't get much focus. He's just in the background. Like, not to say like it's not like ominous when you see him, but like I mean, the Deepa interaction's good. I think the main thing is people maybe just didn't care as much about some of those first few episodes. But I'm looking at the episode titles and pairing it with my memory, and honestly, I think it's fine. I think you could have just maybe moved a little bit quicker. Through some stuff, like the castle episode, maybe the Land of Silence episode, the Hayes thing I already mentioned. Some of the training episodes maybe could be sped up. I'm not sure, but generally, just looking at the titles, it doesn't look like it drags very much. Going off memory here, I think it's mostly just fine. The peak of the arc just is, episode 166, episode 167, episode 175. The episode with the Hiruga when they're talking to him is pretty good too, in my opinion.
Okay.
Those are just some of the best episodes. Oh, the joint mission with the Sansa funny. I love that episode. It's not even like that amazing of an episode. I just like it. It's cool. It's one of that episode's hilarious. It's so random to some extent, but it's just so cool.
God. Okay.
All right, talk.
I would love to, Kamui. Trust me, I would love to.
Please just don't say anything I want to talk about.